Yah's moving by His Spirit, moving in all the earth. Sign and wonders when you move it. Move, oh Yah, in me. Yah is moving by His Spirit, moving in all the earth. Signs and wonders when you move it. Move, oh Yahuwah, in me. High praises to Yahuwah, Elohim Most High. 6 days have ended. Probably an hour or so ago, since the Sabbath of the third quarter of the moon of the third biblical lunar month, SIVAN 22nd, 6008, and I am probably a whole hour late, but I'm out here this evening to acknowledge to acknowledge that Yahweh's creation Sabbath of the fourth quarter of the moon has arrived, and we are now probably an hour into Yah's holy sanctuary hour. This is going to be the fourth and last Sabbath of the third biblical lunar month, SIVAN 6008, that Yahweh's creation Sabbath falls on Wednesdays, on Yah's and Rome's Gregorian calendar, and it began from the 19th of May until the 9th of June 2021. So I am thanking Yahuwah for this another privilege to declare to the universe that Yahuwah's Sabbath is not Saturday like we were taught by Rome's Christianity. Yes, Rome and the Greek translators have deceived the entire world, just like Revelation 12, verse 9 tells us. Yahuwah declares through Moses in Exodus 31 that Moses should speak to the children of Israel that they remember his Sabbath, to keep it holy. And if I can see in the dark, I will just read to us. Yes, I'll just read to us the word of Yahuwah to Moses, his servant, to his chosen people, Israel. I'll read beginning at verses 12. And I think if we have been taking note, this is well known. It says, well, this NIV will tell you Lord, but of course, Lord is only a title. The name of our sovereign creator is Yahuwah. Then Yahuwah said to Moses, say to the Israelites, you must observe my Sabbaths. This will be a sign between me and you throughout all generations. I am Yahuwah who makes you holy. Observe the Sabbath because it is holy to you. Anyone who desecrates it must be put to death. Whosoever does any work on that day must be cut off from his people. For 6 days' work is to be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, holy to Yahuwah. Whoever does any work on the Sabbath day must be put to death. The Israelites are to observe the Sabbath, celebrate it for the generations to come. My other Bible say as a perpetual covenant, a sign between Yahuwah and the children of Israel throughout all generations. I hope I won't be bitten. We need light. Oh, goodness. Yeah, yes. All right, so your Sabbath is here, and it's going to be the very last Sabbath of the third biblical month, and it's the Sabbath of the fourth quarter of the moon. You see, beloved, Yah's people have been deceived, just like Revelation 12 verse 9 tells us. Rome have deceived the entire world. So when we go to Ezekiel 46, we see clearly that Yah command Israel, the leaders, that the gates of the inner courts is to be closed on the 6 working days of the week, but on the Sabbath and on the new moon day, it should be open for worship. So just go and look that up for yourself. And Amos, I think it is Amos 8, that speak about how the leaders could not wait for the new moon to pass and for the Sabbath to be over, to oppress the poor and the needy. And so this evening, as Yah's Sabbath begins, let the world know that the Sabbath is the memorial of Yahuwah's great creation. And it is hard to imagine how such an important event is ignored and disregarded by the whole world, because Israel have been led astray by the Greeks as well as by Rome. I'm going to take my time and look for Jeremiah 50, where Yahuwah actually is, as it were, weeping about how his people have been led astray by the false shepherd. Yes, let's look and see what has happened to Israel. And I believe this has happened to Israel because, first of all, our forefathers have, as it were, rejected the laws and the statutes of Yahuwah. And as a result, Yah left them, turn his, as it were, his back on them. And because of that, the other nations, Rome in particular, has led Yah's people astray. Jeremiah 50, and I'm going to look at verse 6. It says, my people have been lost sheep. They have led astray and caused them to roam on the mountains. They wandered over the mountains and the hill and forgot their own resting place. But let me look at this verse 4. Maybe it will give us the reason why this has happened. It says, in those days, at the time declares Yahuwah, the people of Israel and Judah, the people of Israel and the people of Judah together go in tears, to seek Yahweh their Elohim. They will ask the way to Zion and turn their faces towards it. They will come and bind themselves to Yahweh in an everlasting covenant. And that is good news. That will not be forgotten. All right. So my people has been lost sheep. They have led them astray and caused them to roam upon the mountain. They wandered over mountains and hills and forget their own resting place. Whoever found them devoured them. Their enemies said, "We are not guilty, for they have sinned against Yahuwah, their true pastor." Yahuwah. That's not what the other Bible says, but anyway, let's go with this for now. Hopefully I'll return and get my good Bible to be able to use. Yahuwah, the hope of their fathers. All right. It is saying, flee out of Babylon. Leave the land of Babylon and be like the goats that leave the flock. For I will stir up and bring against Babylon an alliance and a great nation from the land of the north. They will take up their position against her, and they from the north will be captured. Their arrow will be like skilled warriors who do not return empty-handed. So Babylon will be plundered. All who plunder her will take their fill, declares Yahuwah. Yes, Babylon is falling. And the call is that Yahuwah's people are to come out of Babylon and be separated and touch not the unclean thing. And Yahuwah promised to be a father unto Jacob, his servant. It is time for us to put a difference between the holy and the profane. Yahuwah's Sabbath is determined by the new moon and the 4 phases of the moon. The first quarter of the moon, the full moon, the third quarter of the moon, and the fourth quarter of the moon. Constantine fixed Saturday Sabbath is profane. It does not bear the seal of the living Elohim. And so Yahuwah is calling. Yahuwah is calling that his people come out of Babylon and remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. If we look at Lamentation 2, we will see that because Israel sinned and rejected Yah's law, Yahuwah caused his Sabbath to be forgotten. And so we should not be surprised. We should not be surprised that we did not know for so long that Saturday was not the Sabbath. because it tells us that it is Yahuwah who have caused the Sabbaths to be forgotten, because Israel went into idolatry and rebelled against the Most High. So let us take time and have a look at. We are in the dark, but we're going to do it anyway. Take a look at Lamentation. Take a look. Yes, Yahuwah has caused his Sabbath to be forgotten. All right. I am weary of complaining about my other Bible, but let me read this. It says, let's start from verse 3. It says, in fierce anger Yahuwah has cut off the horn of Israel. He has withdrawn his right hand at the approach of the enemy. He has... Oh, come on, breeze. Come on, don't do that. He has burned Jacob like a flaming fire that consumes everything around it. Like an enemy, he has strung his bow. His right hand is ready. Like a foe, he has slain all that were pleasing to the eye. He has poured out his wrath like a fire. The tent of Zion, the tent of the tent of the daughter of Zion. Yahuwah is like an enemy. He has swallowed up Israel. He has swallowed up all their palaces and have destroyed her strongholds. He has multiplied mourning and lamentation for the daughter of Judah. He has laid waste the dwelling like the garden. He has destroyed his place meeting. Yahuwah has made Zion forgot the appointed feast and her Sabbaths. In his fierce anger, he has sprung both kings and priests. Yahuwah has rejected the altar and abandoned the sanctuary. Yes, so it is as a result of Israel's idolatry why Yahuwah has caused his Sabbaths and the new moon to be forgotten. If we were reading the other Bible, we would see clearly not just feast days, but we would have seen in part the new moon, specify the new moon, the Sabbaths, among the other feast days. And as we know, Yahuwah's Sabbaths, Yahuwah's feast days are recorded in Leviticus chapter 23. So may Israel return to Yahuwah. May Israel remember Yahuwah's Sabbath day to keep it holy. I think I should just look at Isaiah. Just cooling it this evening. Just cooling it in the dark. Yahuwah is calling Israel to remember his Sabbath, to keep it holy, because it is a sign between him and his people Israel throughout all their generations. And Isaiah 58 is a good verse to look at, a good chapter to look at. Reading from verse, let's see where we're going to be. Let's read from verses. Oh, okay. Not much time. So, all right. Let's read this little covenant here. He says, is not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the chains of the injustice, to unite the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free, and to break every yoke? Is it not to share your food with the hungry, and to provide the poor wanderer with shelter? When you see the naked, that you clothe him, and do not turn away your foot from your own flesh and blood, then your light will break forth like the dawn. Your healing will quickly appear. Then your righteousness will go before you, and the glory of Yahuwah will be your rear guard. Then you will call upon Yahuwah, and Yahuwah will answer. You will cry for help, and Yahuwah will say, here I am. If you do not oppress the yoke of oppression with pointing the finger and malicious talk, if you spend yourself on behalf of the hungry and satisfy the oppressed. Okay. Then your light will rise in darkness, and your night will become like the noonday. Yahuwah will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in the sun-scorched land, and will strengthen your frame. You will be like the watered garden, like the spring whose waters never fail. Your people will rebuild the ancient ruins. The other one say waste places. And raise up the old foundations. You will be called the repairer of the broken walls, the restorer of the street to dwell in. If you keep your feet from breaking the Sabbath, from doing as you please on my holy day, if you call the Sabbath a delight, and the Yahuwah's holy honorable, and if you honor it by not doing your own way, and not doing your own, and not doing as you please, or speaking idle words, then you will find your joy in Yahuwah, and I will cause you to ride upon the heights of the land, and feast on the inheritance of Jacob your father, for the mouth of Yahuwah had spoken it. All right, so this is Yah's Sabbath, and it is the fourth and last Sabbath of the third biblical month, SIVAN 29th, 6008, and followed Yah's Sabbath is going to be the day of the dark moon, followed by the new moon, which will be on a Friday. Therefore, Yahuwah's Sabbath will be on Friday, 7 days after the new moon. Let's remember Yah's Sabbath day to keep it holy. Let's remember to be willing and obedient so that we will eat the good of the land. Isaiah 1 verse 19 and 20, it says, if we are willing and obedient, we'll eat the good of the land. But if we refuse and rebel, we will be devoured with the sword, for the mouth of Yahuwah has spoken it. Holy Sabbath day of rest, by Yahusha richly blessed. Eat to us a sign shall be throughout all eternity. Happy Sabbath. Shalom. It's Yah's Sabbath of the fourth quarter of the full moon. The fourth quarter of the moon of the third biblical month, SIVAN 29, 6008. Shalom.